What's up? If you are a high achieving guy, you are more likely to be addicted to pornography than a regular person, an average person. And here's why. High achieving men deal with a certain type of executive responsibility and pressure that a regular person is just never going to have to deal with. Think about it. You have these decisions that you have to make in a day that are extremely exhausting. And you have to make these decisions really quickly. You don't have the luxury of saying, let me get back to you on that. You have to make an executive decision in a fast paced environment. And if you make the wrong decision, and sometimes you don't even know if it's right or the wrong decision, months later, you have to pay the price. And sometimes the price is paid in years. That's the sort of pressure you're dealing with. Then there are all the expenses that most people do not understand. You have all these taxes to worry about, you have payroll to worry about, you have marketing to worry about, you have competition, you have employees, there's so many things. Then you also have to show up at the end of your workday and act like a normal person when you are not normal and you may not have even learned how to build the systems outside of work that support you. So, what does this have to do with something like pornography addiction? Well, porn is one of the easiest supplements that a high achiever can use. I mean it. Think about it. It is easily accessible, it is anonymous, it gives you multiple options for different levels of dopamine spikes. There is barely any recovery time, and the result that you get is instantaneous and predictable. It works over and over again. But there is a price, and the price is going to impact your net worth. It is going to impact your business. In fact, it already is. But the interesting thing is, because it's so anonymous, and aside from myself, there's nobody else actually openly talking about how it impacts high achievers. It's so easy to sweep it under the rug and just think it's not a big deal. But the truth is, I have worked with hundreds of high achievers. I've worked with tens of thousands of men in our program, Porn Reboot. But when it comes to high achievers, CEOs, sales leaders, managers of large companies, executives, those people who have huge responsibilities and you just carry a heavy weight every day, I have seen the direct impact that it has on whatever it is that you're running. Here are a few of the things that actually happen. The first thing is, even though the hit is easily available, you begin to lose your ability to make executive decisions the right way. Hold up, let me actually go back. I missed something that's more important. You start to feel flat and numb at work. Remember, because you're not normal and you're a high achiever, there's always been something driving you. Like there's a driving force. I don't want to go into trauma or whatever, but you have to win. You have to produce. It has to be perfect. You are impatient when people say it's going to take 2 days to do that. We were waiting on people to get back. What the did you mean you were waiting on people to get back to you? Can't you just go figure that out and get it to me by end of day? Like if you're that type of person that you're just like, we needed to do all of this yesterday, you start wondering. You start going, it doesn't mean you change. It's just that you used to be driven to ask for these things. Now the desire to ask for those things is there and to push, but you just really don't feel that let's go get it. That's the first thing that you're going to lose. Why? Because your neurochemical makeup, the map, has been altered by pornography. It has completely changed. Next comes what I was talking about. Your ability to make fast decisions is affected. Prefrontal cortex, necessary for executive functioning, for prioritization and making decisions. Now you start making shitty decisions. But that isn't the worst part. It's not the flatness, the donut, none of that. And back to that donut piece and the flatness and not feeling the oomph. This is a marathon. Entrepreneurship is a marathon. Climbing the corporate ladder is a marathon. Many of us are doing this for years, for decades, and we have accepted that we're going to pay the price. But you know you cannot pay the price without the requisite neurochemicals. And if they are missing, you start asking yourself, why the am I showing up over and over again? And here's why it's devastating for you and I. It is devastating for people like us because the things that are driving us are not going to change. Sometimes we've already set up our lives in a way that we can't go back to being normal. So you have no choice but to move forward. But because you've been engaging in this secret behavior, it done you up now. So now your neurochemicals and your brain is no longer supporting a self-image that is designed to be a high achiever. And nobody understands. And you can't, who are you going to explain it to? Who gives a shit? Nobody understands. Your therapist is not going to understand. Your counselor, your wife is, nobody's going to understand. That's where I come in. But that's not what this is about. This is about you hopefully understanding that you are not alone in this, right? So that's not the worst part, okay? The worst part is you're no longer performing at 95 to 100%, the way you used to, the way you would just leave everything on the field when you came back home. You're operating at like 70 to at best 80%. Now, an average person who's watching this would go like, hey, 70, 80% is okay. But for us, that shit, right? It requires 95 to 100% every single day to play this